Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we are back again today after a little 1 day break, and we got some news. We have to project that, unfortunately, a very long time ago, actually. I don't know why they didn't update this page, but I didn't get it until today, and unfortunately, we are hit with news that Francis Bellotti has passed away. And for those of you who don't know, and I think we all don't know who Francis Bellotti is, he's from Massachusetts, former lieutenant governor of Massachusetts, the 61st lieutenant governor, served 2 years as its Massachusetts lieutenant governor. He then served as Massachusetts attorney general from 1975 to 1987. So obviously, Francis Bellotti, he has a big electoral history. Not Wikipedia doesn't really have much of it, so that leads us to, of course, go to Dave Leap's election atlas. Luckily, Dave Leap's does have records of Mr. Bellotti's election data, and I would have a hard time believing that he didn't carry every county. I get this is 1960s. Massachusetts is much more moderate back then, but Mr. Bellotti has been in said politics in Massachusetts for a pretty long time. So, pulling this up, my computer is, I can tell it's declining. It's just being really, really slow. But ultimately, okay. I am not sure why. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it's being really annoying. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's just too much Windows all at once. I've had this problem for so long, and I really need to undo all the space on my computer. But yeah, it's freezing up. There we go. All right, so we're going to Dave Leap's election atlas. Well, okay. We just put down a Massachusetts election map. Come on. Now it's doing it again. Okay. Election atlas. And yeah, we have it. Francis Bellotti in a separate window. Okay, so there's lieutenant governor's races. So Mr. Bellotti first ran for lieutenant governor in 1962. This is his 1962 run. I think this is general election. Yes, this is what it looks like. Yeah, it was a close race, but Francis Bellotti ends up winning the election by less than 5 points. You'll see it was a close race. His opponent, another Francis W. Perry, got 47.96%. You'll see Perry carried Franklin County, formerly pretty conservative back then. Not so conservative now, of course. There's Norfolk County that went his way, Plymouth. There's Barnstable, Dukes County, and Nantucket County. Those counties went in favor for Perry, but Bellotti hanged on to important Suffolk County, 65%. He also hung on to the counties all around Massachusetts. These counties over here with, of course, Springfield and Hampden County, that brought Francis Bellotti to victory. And what he obviously, first statewide election race, he was elected the lieutenant governor of Massachusetts in 1962. All right, 1964, Bellotti decides, I'm not going to seek another term. I'm going to run for governor of Massachusetts. Well, let's see. It doesn't really go so well compared to his lieutenant governor run. You'll see John Volpe, Republican John Volpe, he flips the governor's mansion. He wins the governor's mansion, taking out Lieutenant Governor Francis Bellotti. You'll see he managed to take, part of his victory was he managed to retake, I don't want to say retake, but these counties right here by Suffolk County. You'll see Suffolk County is a little lighter. It's actually forgetting his name, Bristol County, that's actually more darker, 60%. But yeah, you'll see Hampden County, which holds Springfield. That is also in a more lighter also. Yeah, Franklin County, you got Worcester County, I want to believe. They're expanding that way. So, obviously, this was a victory, a pretty close race, but John Volpe clearly won that race pretty handily compared to, but that, yeah, then again, and then again, it looks like, yeah, I keep forgetting blue is conservative, red is liberal. So yes, it was actually Bellotti was losing ground. But 1966, 2 years later, his job's gone, right? He's out of that lieutenant governor's mansion. And who knows, he could have got reelected? I'm not sure. It was a close race. But then he's elected attorney general in 66. 1966, attorney general. And guess what? Wait, hang on. Did he actually lose? He did lose. He did lose that race in 1966. Although he would become the lieutenant governor, the attorney general in the future. But you'll see the former lieutenant governor, Francis Bellotti, he ended up carrying two, Bristol and Suffolk County. And you know Suffolk County has Boston. So no surprise there. I won't say surprise, but Elliot L. Richardson, 51.84%. A very tight and close race. But I'm guessing, you know what? Sure, Suffolk County went really hard for Bellotti, and that resulted to it being pretty closer than what one may have expected. But ultimately, Richardson picked up areas in the countryside. Franklin, 64%. Berkshire, 62%. Hampshire County, 60%. Even in Barnstable County, 72%. They're doubling down on Richardson there. You got Dukes County, 71%. Nantucket County, 71%. And really holding, Bellotti holding that 53%, you kind of knew that, yeah, it's kind of over for the former lieutenant governor. There's probably no clear path. 1966, oh, what the... I don't know why that popped up. But then he waits a couple more years. I would say 8 years. 8 years later, he tries again for the same office. And this time, he's more successful. The state has changed more in 8 years. It's gotten more liberal. And that's 1974. You'll see Francis Bellotti clearly wins this election. You'll see he's keeping Bristol. It's up to 62%. Suffolk, 60%. Worcester is now joined. He flipped Worcester, Hampden County, and Berkshire County. So obviously he's picking up those three counties, and that was enough for him to win, but he didn't get over 50%. You'll see Jane Lafferty from Socialist Workers, he's taken 1.62%, and that's probably Gene is probably what's resulting to Bellotti not reaching the threshold of 50%. Keep in mind from there, but that's interesting also. Okay, so looking at that, so he's re-elected in 78. Okay? Attorney General, 1978. Yep, I knew it. He carried every county. If he would have stayed in the lieutenant governor's mansion, I would bet you anything. He would have really kept build up a successful career. But, you know, he stayed in the attorney general office, and it seems he is building his career that way. 78% in 1978. Isn't that weird? He defeated William F. Well, the Republican, who only obtained 21.56%. You'll see Bellotti clearly picked up Barnstable County, 68%. These counties all in the 70% range. 80% in Hampden County. 85% with Boston. So, yeah, all these counties were in the 80s, which was pretty 80s, 70s, 80s. That's also very impressive. A clean victory there. And his last election before he retired was in 1982. 1982, that's treasurer, attorney general. Same deal, 78% in 1982. Same deal, but Richard L. Wainwright is getting 18.89%. That's probably because of Michael Raleigh. He's taken away from the Republican ticket. He's a libertarian, and he's 2.86%. So yes, Bellotti very much and very well carried every single county, although Barnstable is at 67%. You'll see even Middlesex County joined the 80% range. Hampton County went back to the 70% range. You got Suffolk 86%. But obviously, that's what it's looking like from there. But ultimately, that was the electoral history of Francis Bellotti. And once again, we pay ultimate respect to this man's life. He is obviously a Democrat, and he comes from Massachusetts, but that doesn't mean his life didn't matter, or it does not mean he, of course, is not valuable. He died at the age of 101, living a big, long life. Born in 1923, died in 2024. He has failed to see 2025, but he is still with us in the afterlife. So what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below, and as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.